All right, guys. So today we are going to do a misunderstood meat. I've had a lot of questions to do this. So what we're going to do is a chuck roast today. I've had a lot of people saying they can't get it tender. What am I doing wrong? So today I'm going to teach you how I do it to get it nice and tender. I'm going to be doing it on the smoker because I'm going to be out here all day. I've got other things to cook. So we're going to do that, but I promise I will teach you how to cook this thing, get it perfect every time, and you're not going to have to worry. But this, I'm going to warn you, it takes a good 8 hours. This is not a quick cook. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. All right, guys. So the dreadful chuck roast that nobody likes to cook or can't figure out how to cook, I'm going to teach you today on how I do mine. The biggest thing about a chuck roast, you have to sear it. If you're not going to be doing it in a crock pot all day long, we're going to be doing it on the smoker. We've got to sear it, keep all that juice in right now. Otherwise, it's not going to have enough juice by the end of the cook to get tender. So what we're going to do is go ahead and season it up. I'm going to be using a little bit of this Magic Mike's here. Oh man, that is some good stuff. I'll try and put a link in there. So we are going to do that. And I'm not going to use very much here. A little chunky. Because we're going to go in with another one here. This is one of my favorites. All right. Now we're going to hit it with that SPG. But this one has butter. It is from Gorillaholics. And if you haven't tried it yet, that is amazing. We're going to come in, give a nice little coat here. And we're going to season everything here. I've already got the smoker warming up here. I think we're going to hit it about 350. May bump it up here to 400 just so we can get a good sear going on here. But that sear is going to lock in whatever juice is in there right now. That is one of my key things I do, is searing it. That locks it in. We're not trying to smoke it, okay? If I wanted to, I can take it in and do the oven. We're going to cover this thing with some beef broth and everything. I just want to sear it. I'm going to get plenty of flavor out of just the searing these flavors in. All right, so I got about 2 tablespoons of garlic, minced garlic. Slather that on. And then we're going to come in with some oil, just some cooking oil here. I guess we did canola oil. So I'm just going to come in with probably 4 tablespoons. And we're going to spread all of that around. The more oil you get on there, that better sear is going to come out too. So, and don't worry about everything left over on the bottom. This is what we're going to cook the chuck roast in too. So after it's seared, it's going to come right back in here and grab the rest of the flavor. So don't worry about that. Chuck roast is one of those you cannot rush, or that meat will dry out before you even get it tender. Doesn't matter what temp you're going to get it up to, it's going to dry out. So you're playing the long game here. Low and slow is going to be the best result for a chuck roast. All right, I'm going to get a nice sear on here real quick. We'll come back, we'll finish this off, and we'll get right back to it. Almost. Starting to like it. Starting to like it. Get these sides here a little bit here. Now we're just trying to lock in those juices. That's all we're trying to do. It's still going to absorb, but we're not going to lose all of our juices. Nice grill marks too. Wasn't actually planning on that, but like it when a plan works out. All right, guys, I think we're going to take this off here. That kind of garlic and rub that we put on kind of caramelized on there, so we're not burning it. All that flavor's right there. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and take this off, and I'll show you what we do next here. All right, guys, we got this off. We got it seared. All those juices are in there. So now, I am not ready. Pair of gloves here. We're going to season this just a little bit more, but we're going to change it up here. We're going to do the bold and beefy from Blues Hog. So that actually tastes a lot like a roast here. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's just going to absorb in. Look how much that's absorbing in right now already. So we're going to do both sides here. That's going to get a little bit more tasty on the roast, add a little bit more flavor. It's got some onions in there. Okay, so now we got 4 cups of beef broth. We just made this morning here. Yeah, let me just make a mess. That's fine. And I think I'm going to reserve about a cup here. So we're going to keep a little bit out. And then I usually like to do about half a cup of Worcestershire. So got that in there. Now, honestly, it's time to let it do its thing. We are going to let this go. We're going to cook it about 300 degrees, nice and low. We're going to cover it. We're going to put some aluminum foil on here. Like I said, I could have done this in the oven, but I got a lot of stuff to do on the smokers today, so might as well just do it out here. We're not trying to smoke it, but we just want that heat, and if I'm going to be using it anyways, we might as well. Okay, I'm going to let this go for about 5 hours in the smoker, about 300. Remember, I told you it's going to be the low game here, the long game. So after about 5 hours, we're going to test it out, see what temp we're at, and we might throw in some veggies. So stay tuned here. We'll see you about 5 hours. To you, it's going to be about half a second. All right, guys. It has been 7 hours. We're going to check temp on this real quick, see what's going on. She smells amazing. Where are we at? 208, 209, 209. I think we're going to let it go for another half an hour, somewhere in there. I think that's what we're going to do. Let it go for another half an hour. We want this thing good to go here. So another half an hour, 7 hours already. like I said, it's going to be about 8 hours or so. So you got to take your time on this. But yeah, we're going to let it go for another hour or half an hour. Check the tip and go for it. We'll see you back then. All right, guys. So it has been about 7.5, almost 8 hours now. We are going to check this out real quick. And it smells amazing. Where are we at? 201, 202. Yeah, we might let this go on just a hair longer here. Like I said, it's going to take some time here. So we will let that go for just a hair longer. We'll come right back. All right, guys, we're going to check this out here. We're about 8 hours in. See what temp it is, everything here. You know. What's up, buddy? I got a little man behind us here. So, yeah, we're about 203, 204. If I stick this in, go that way. Oh, my. Look at that. Yeah, there's no reason to get this, make it difficult. We're going to let this rest for about an hour here on the table and get it ready here. All right, guys. It has been, let's see, 6 hours, well, about 7 hours actually. And then we let it rest here for about 2 hours. So, chuck roast. This is what we are going for. So 7 hours cooked. We kind of let it rest a little bit. Let's see what it does and everything. So we're going to pick this up. Yeah. Chuck roast is not that hard. Okay. So you need moisture. That's what this is. So it's just falling apart. So if you guys have questions or anything, give me a message. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but you cannot do high temp with this on the smoker without in the pan with moisture. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you got a different way, yeah, definitely just message me. Let me know how you do it and everything. But I mean, this is what I do. So, and a lot of people have troubles with this chuck roast. So let me know what's going on. Let me know what you need. Maybe you need some tips here and there, but there it is. It's a chuck roast. It's very simple. 7 hours. Just kind of wait. It might take you about 8 hours or so, but 7 hours, it's done.